Hi, hello, and welcome to the Lunar Lounge brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess of Losi. I'll be your oracle today. And I was sent to deliberate the findings for the new moon in Aries. It's happening on the 21st. If you're around Greenwich Mean, or you look at Greenwich Mean, or you adjust your time, view, and settings to Greenwich Mean, it's about, I just had it. I do know it's 0 degrees, 48 minutes. So this is a special moon. Okay, it's 5:22, 17:22. Okay, and Greenwich Mean is like London time. Okay, so just do the math, do your astro or time zone calculus, and we'll figure it out. We'll be deliberating the findings from the Thoth Tarot. Since it's a cardinal, the extended will be attached to this video. So if you need to take like a break and come back to the video, do that. It's helpful if you watch the video all the way through the end. A lot of people think it's likes, it's comments. Yeah, more on YouTube than Instagram. However, it's very helpful if you watch the video all the way to the end and like, comment, share, subscribe. It's just that this is going to be longer than the typical 15-20 minutes. It's going to go for about 45, maybe even an hour. But I'll make a clear line of delineation. Any other housekeeping? Like I said, comment, share, like, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, leave a donation, take a class, and always remember to enjoy your felicitation, gaiety, and merriment. You know, peace be upon you, to you and your beloved. Blessings on your path. Thank you for the medicine that you bring and the journey that you're on this lifetime. Thank you for your divine sacred purpose in answering your calling. To you and yours, well-meaning and well. Okay, so we have, I heard La Papa, which is the Hierophant. So this might be something having to deal with a Taurus sun. I'm going to keep shuffling because I didn't feel clear. Okay, yeah, well, definitely a Taurus. 6 of Pentacles came as well. There may be a double Taurus. Ooh, yeah. And we also have the 4 of Wands. So when the moon is full, the moon is new in Aries at 0 degrees, it's a very powerful position. 3 of Wands. So that's interesting. Somebody is approaching, a Taurus is approaching to try to even something out, balance something out. Okay, this is already intense energy. Because they're under some kind of anguish about a potential relationship or potential bliss or a happy spot. They want to get maybe some redemption. This is not what the reading is about, love. It may involve love here. We have the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups. So there may be some reconciliation here, reunion. Somebody may be returning. Hangman fell out face down. I'll put it back in shuffle. But they've been in a holding pattern. We have the divine feminine here. And they may be watching us. They may be aware. They may be on our internet pages. I'm getting. And I'm hearing Om Sukraya Namaha. Okay, the hangman. Oh, High Priestess came back. So I'm detecting a lot because they are aware of how great, how grand we are spiritually. They sense or they know more about our spiritual power than we are under the impression. Okay, but again, when the moon is new in Aries, especially at 0 degrees, it's starting a cycle, a trajectory for spirit karma, life path, destiny. The soul's path is coming into newness, freshness. We're also being enshrined in our own self-worth and value, not from the sense of emotional fortitude. It's actually our sense of identity, who we are and what we stand for, what we go after, and what it is we want to accomplish and see in this world. Okay, and then the hangman came with the devil. So I did feel like they were taking a passive position. And and I'm not going to do love, but that's what came out here in the beginning. Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm also here. I'm in a similar position. I don't have the time, energy, effort, attention, or even the money to go work on my beauty, get my eyebrows waxed, go get my hair did, get my dress twisted, shave the sides of my head, nothing. I just have enough money to work out and buy smoothies, protein shakes, you know, that's about it. I don't care though, you know, so it's also being stuck in a hard place. We have temperance here. We're in alignment, you know. Il Justizio is verification, is adjustment. Okay, and then there's the strength card. I'm getting a whole lot. Oh, Lord, help me. And then with the strength card, it's talking about emotional fortitude, strength, courage, and wisdom. So we have Aries and Leo, that energy. I'll start reading cards and be like, okay, we're starting this moon reading, but for some reason there's a message coming out. The universe has taken too many liberties with me. I'm getting agitated, but they've been so gracious to me. I don't want to pop up at the mouth, and I defy authority. But the only person I'm ever fearful of is my God. So let me be quiet. The temperance card is verification, and I just heard the lovers. Yo, I need a minute. I'm too done. I need a minute. I'm overwhelmed already, and I just started this reading. Okay. So, wow. It's too intense, y'all. It's too intense. It's already in my face. I get crunk, you nuck, I will buck. Okay, well, that's better. Ooh, cha. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, so because all those messages were coming in at lightning speed, this ain't a gangbang. Okay, you can calm down. Everybody will get their turn. Whew. Okay, so for some reason it's relevant. This is verification. So they're trying to come into alignment, which I hate. Just go in the direction that you want. If you're unrefined and inelegant, it's okay because drive, desires, passions, motivations speak louder than mine. And a rock bottom will teach you more than a mountaintop ever will. And sometimes you have to fail your way into success. You can fail upwards. It's when you don't even take your shot because you're worried about coming in correct, coming in perfectly. This is a man, probably with like some Taurus energy. There may be a Taurus Aries cusp. Yeah, somebody's working on something and they may even be doing some kind of spell. I am catching a little bit of cockiness, and you should reach out to them if you see their name too many times, if you hear their name too many times, if you see their birthday too many times, reach out to them because they're trying to do a little bit of manipulation for nice reasons. Some people are trying to be helpful, but the thing about it is, listen to that song Imogen Heap, Hide and Seek, you know, you might have had the best intentions, but see, to me, somebody trying to help you without you asking for help is really interrupting, interfering, interceding, intervening. And what they're really doing is agitating and disrespecting. If you don't ask for help, really, my philosophy, if I don't ask for help, don't help. Unless I'm incapacitated or suffering, do not help. And even then, if I'm incapacitated or suffering, your impact better be nearly non-existent, better be so minimal. Okay. And I'm saying that with force so that it's clear. Verification, adjustment. So they're trying to come in and do the right thing because they're fearful of rejection or looking stupid, sounding stupid, and they're stuck in a hard place. So they're stuck with fear, but I don't know what they're fearful of. And they're in a holding pattern. So they might not be saying anything, doing anything. Okay, they might be waiting for the right time, but this is also saying like if the door opens, meaning like if the universe does a whole little show, me, like I see numbers very easily. That was my first gift that came in like around 8 years old. Again, the hangman came back with the moon card. So somebody is, I wouldn't say hiding their feelings, but that's what I was wanting to put the word somebody is withholding their feelings, and I heard hiding their feelings. Where are we? What the hell is going on? The dust has only just began to fall. Crop circles in the carpet. Pretty. So somebody's looking for guidance. They might be researching you. I got a confirmation to figure out the perfect way to approach you. See, I hate that so much. That enrages me. You don't have to be perfect. You have to be authentic, genuine, and sincere. And I have way too many gifts. I can sense the fuckery. I can sense the BS. I can sense the fear, the intimidation, the whatever. Come forward telling me what you want. You don't need to do it perfectly. If you're clean and clear about your intention, that's all I need. I can pick it up and keep it moving the rest. Okay. So this is also gripping an opportunity. So somebody not only is postponing it, but they're going to speed it up when they're ready. And they've either withdrawn into themselves or they're looking for guidance. And it's something that's already been put out there. But see, there's things going on in the dark. So they're acting in secret right now, and it's based out of fear. Now I know where the fear that I'm sensing is coming. Okay, because I feel like they made a mistake. Okay, third time the hangman came back. So this is a passive person, and I'm detecting a passive man. It's a very long story, and they're very identity based. They but our soul is older than them. Our soul is older than them. So they're coming. See, when you're dealing with somebody bigger, brighter, better, grander, whatever aspect of those adjectives, it's not about skill. It's about, and it's not about competency. It's about authenticity. You know, enthusiasm and authenticity will get you much further than competency and skillfulness ever will. Now, usually enthusiasm and excitement and authenticity, it will get the momentum going, it'll build momentum, but then of course competency sustains the momentum. So this is just a message. Okay, and then the magician. So they're trying to manifest something, but I feel they're going about it in an annoying way because they keep testing, they're trying to test the waters. Okay, but why? We're always going to be stronger than them. We're always going to be wiser than them. We're always going to be harder than them. So just advocate for your own needs. Stop trying to be correct or catch cues or read signals or whatever. Like if you're having trouble understanding how to do something, it's because you're trying to be perfect. Hangman and the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun card. So they're trying to manifest something that they're waiting on. They're trying to go about it the right way. And I don't know, I'm getting offended. I don't mean it that way because being offended is a choice. You choose to take offense. Something can feel offensive, but then you have to process your feelings, which inform your experience. And from said experience, you should know what your needs are and if they're getting met or not. And then you should have the wherewithal and maturity to communicate your needs or to go about getting your needs met. I'm also detecting that something's been a long time in coming. It's been many years. They're finally at this point where it's been many years to take them to get to this point that's about to come. It's around the corner. They're sitting in some kind of knowledge, insight. They're holding on to a mystery of some kind. They have illumination of a mystery, and it's enlightenment as well with the Sun card. So you have illumination, enlightenment, enumeration with the Wheel of Fortune here. But I'm detecting that they're disoriented in some way. Okay. But either we said something first or we were at a place first and then they're trying to catch up. But this is a person who likes to impress people. They need affirmation, affection from external sources. Instead of just asking for validation, they perform, they're performative. And it's taking them years to get to this point. So they might be trying to do it perfectly. It might be something that's new for them because it's like they're coming out, and it might even be coming out of the closet. And it might not be the gay closet. Like I never came out of the closet personally. I had to come out of the witch closet. So when I tell people that I practice voodoo, that's usually my secret, because people knew that I was a little queer, a little funny before I did. I never had to come out of that closet. And I mean, I'm not gay, I'm not straight, I'm not bi, it's a different category. But, you know, that was clearer to people before, more so than the fact that I'm an occult technician and practitioner. So, you know, I'm getting all of this. I'm getting all of it. But even if they're not coming out, they are coming out. It might not be, you know, the gay closet. Something needs to be revealed. There's a mystery here. And we're sensing it. So I do want to say this is not a lunar video. I'm so annoyed. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm really overwhelmed right now, and nobody can do anything about it. I have to struggle through it for a little bit and get organized. I'll do that tomorrow. I need to focus. I hate losing focus. It angers me to lose focus. And it's not an anger that comes from the outside. It's an anger that comes from the inside. When I'm on a mission, you get out of my way. I will, yeah, let me stop. So, yeah, somebody needs to buck. They need to give. And it's this person that we're picking up on. There's a way to bring the situation to alignment. And they keep checking their facts or something of that nature. I'm editing my deck right now, cutting off the borders because I feel like it. I'm soothing myself. And it's weird because when I soothe myself, I do go for the knife. I mean, it's the truth. Today it happens to be a pair of scissors. And I am prone to a knife fight. I'm just spilling all my tea. I try to be as nonviolent as possible. Don't worry, y'all. Okay, that's what I'm getting. So this is not the moon video. I'm not getting my needs met, man, and it's infuriating me. I'm feeling crazy. I'm feeling out of control. And, you know, there's nothing I could even get help with. Nobody can do what I need to do for me. And I don't even have. Oh, let me just calm down. Yeah, so yeah, somebody is afraid of approaching us, and it's not really that they're afraid of us, but they will be afraid of us if they do something the wrong way. And I think it's like kind of like an embarrassment. And I kept hearing that verification and rectification. So they're trying to they might be trying to come out with the perfect little thing, find a way to lie, find a way to withhold, find a way to obscure. That would be more in the negative connotation, but I'm feeling like it's something really genuine and sincere. And I'm also hearing like it's the perfect moment for something. And I feel like that has to deal with the astrological time. That might be why it came up, because this is the second time I've opened up an astrology video and I got a download about a love situation. And then when one of my people came to me, you know, in the practice came to me and told me what was going on in their life, it's because one thing in one person's chart is about to be, there's a transiting and a natal conjunction in both charts. And so I can see, oh, if the universe ordained this, it in a week or so, it's going to be that perfect moment. And we had that. We had the Sun card and the Wheel of Fortune, which means grand manifestation. It also means a greater conjunction, a benevolent conjunction, or aspect, which could be a trine, a sextile, a conjunction. So conjunctions are gifts from the spirit. And then a trine is harmonious energy flow, and a sextile is an opportunity, but you need to work towards whatever is in a sextile. It's not something that's just gonna pop like a trine or a conjunction will. That'll just pop. It'll just, when it's the perfect moment, it'll just show up in the physical, especially with the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun card. With the sextile, it's more like opportunity creating, and you need to kind of see said opportunity. But when I saw the Chariot, which can be seizing opportunities, what I heard was that they're a little bit more passive than we are. So I'm sorry, timidity agitates me. Who knows what it is for you? You might think that it's cute. I'm sorry. For me personally, just come forward. You don't need to worry about being, you're perfectly entitled to be sloppy, inelegant, unrefined. You need to be authentic, genuine, and sincere. Okay. So let's pull this card and keep it moving. You gotta get the romance oracles. You know, Aries is also the card, La Imperatore. Okay, we have a message from the other side. Reconciliation. Calling in your soulmate, healing family issues. They thought the love was unrequited. It's not true. It's in the past, it's in the left. There isn't enough to get this thing off the ground right now, but the love is requited. Let your friends help you. You need to distract yourself, because chasing them is going to be silly. There's romantic feelings here. Give the relationship a chance. Work on the partnership very soon. Worth waiting for. The divine timing is at play here. No, see, I feel stupid when I'm waiting around. That's the unacceptable part. And it's not, you could be doing toxic things or not, it doesn't matter. It's not about you. See, I'm not the hoe who gives my power away, you know, homie. If you're out there doing the waiting game or whatever, it could be for benevolent or non-benevolent reasons. And I've been on the other side of it because I don't answer my phone every day. I only check messages Tuesdays and Fridays, arbitrary example, like twice or thrice a week. I can only handle 2 or 3 exchanges. I can't do a whole last text conversation. You better get on the phone after you make an appointment to talk at a specific time. So people consider that all kinds of ways, like I'm ghosting them or whatever. If I don't want to fucking talk, if I don't want to respond to shit, I'm not. And people get all in their mind about it. So it's something similar for you, darling. It might not be my specific example. I gave an example so I can shorten the, I don't want to be long-winded, you know. I'd rather overshare than be long-winded. So religious factors can sometimes talk about respect. It also can talk about, because worth waiting for, there's a little bit of fear and intimidation, especially with the hangman coming out 3 times and then it came out with the devil 1 time. That's stuck in a hard place. That could be stuck in the fear, especially when the card afterwards is the moon card. That talks about fear of the dark, fear of the unknown, fear of a person's spiritual power, fear of a person's abilities. They might not be able to hide something from us. They might be trying to hide something from us, or they might be trying to create a narrative, which is just, if it doesn't match intuition, If what we hear doesn't match what we feel, they can go to school and get a doctorate in bullshit and it's still not going to work. You know, so religious factors, it may be because the love life is influenced by religious upbringing and spiritual path, but also it could be that we're spiritual. It could also be that the level of respect isn't there, which is what this unrequited love is for me. When I see unrequited love and religious factors, they don't know how to come correct. And that's another thing, because when I said, when the king of, I keep hearing Denali, which may mean money, cash, dollar, and the money is an issue thing has not come out yet. So they may have money, but because I keep hearing Denali and I'm trying to say pentacles and it won't come out of my mouth. This could be the one, by the way. But remember I said when in the beginning of the video, I was like La Papa, which is the Hierophant, the Hierophant. Now I'm seeing an elephant, which means that they're unstoppable or we're unstoppable. So they're the hermit and we're, so we are the Hierophant, but to them we're the Hierophant, but we're not. We're really something else. It's something unstoppable. We're the Strength card, but we appear to be the Hierophant because we're so spiritual. We're so in our spiritual path. And that's another reason, this is a straight channel, y'all. So that's another reason that we're getting this religious factors, okay? Because they don't know how to come correct. And that's my point I'm trying to make, long-winded. The Hierophant can talk about sometimes needing to come correct or do things according to policy, procedure, and protocol or whatever. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay, so that's, I hope everything came out, because girl, I'm I've got other things going on. I have an unfinished task list that makes me a little nervous. Then I get cranky and I start popping up at the mouth. See, children, yeah, this dude is yummy. I don't know what's up. Like I have one of these on the way to me, I feel, but who knows, and I ain't waiting. So that's the thing. Sometimes the waiting game is not always intentional. They might not be doing that intentional ghosting, but this is a person who doesn't know how to handle their nervousness, because when I'm nervous, I go towards it. I say, what is this? Give me clarity. Here's my boundaries and standards. Meet my bar or go away. What that's called is counterphobic. If something frightens you, going towards it, that's a sign of a warrior. That would be the Strength card. Okay. Yeah, because whatever is the least cowardly thing to do is what we are going to do. The one watching this video, the feminine usually. Yeah, and I'm hearing that again. Imogen Heath, where are we? What the hell is going on? The dust is only just. Yeah, what is this? That's kind of like, okay. Yay, it went quiet. Excuse me. Oh, I was getting nervous and anxious and all these things. No. Okay. That's poor little baby. Yeah, somebody's really nervous. They don't know how to approach. Well, that's not our problem. See, you'll miss 100% of the shots you do not take. You got to go for the gold. At the end of your life, you're not going to sit there and be like, well, here's the things I almost did. At the end of your life, when we put you in the ground and we put some shit up on your tombstone, we're not going to go, here lies Mr. Motherfucker and all the things he almost accomplished. No, it's the legacy he leaves behind and all the father, lover, XYZ, LMNOP, great husband, whatever. Not, pussy ass, pansy ass, fucking punk. Okay, new love is coming. So there's going to be finances and career very soon, attraction. Okay, so it's not about finances, finanza. When I hear finanza, it means there's more money on the way. What's happening is they want to support and they don't know how to make an offer. See, that's some fuck shit bullshit, home. You better be careful. Don't come in saying you need this, you're this, you're this. If you come in with a maladaptive, idiosyncratic, perfunctory, extemporaneous, misguided assessment, if you've taken an improper inventory of what you think we need from you, so you're coming in offer the thing you think we want to hear instead of what's alive in you, that's the problem. Warning. Because very soon they're going to make an offer and they're worried about coming in and they're probably going to offer us money. And it might not be money, cash, dollar. Okay. It might be some kind of support. And I love a man who's a provider, but it's not, I need companionship. I don't know what it is for you. And see, here's my rule, and I'm just sharing because I don't know, I'm so called to do that. This is not tea time with Priestess of Losi, so I'm sorry if I'm running my mouth, showing my ass, acting a fool. If that turns you off, bear with me. Watch another video or two and then make your decision. But if you feel the need to leave, I'm sorry. It's also your loss. Yeah, I love a provider. That's great, wonderful. But it's more companionship, like spend time with me on the phone, take me out for a sandwich, buy me some nachos. You know, if a man can get my Starbucks order right or my coffee order right or my sandwich order right and knows how to buy, because I don't like chocolate, but if a man brings the perfect kind of chocolate, that's a good sign. All this money and whatever, I can make my own money. It's not that I'm balling right now, I am not, but you know, my savings account finally dropped below 1,000. That's uncomfortable. You know, but it's not about money. So, and it may be for you, but the thing about it is like, I'm attracted to tall, I'm attracted to beautiful, I'm attracted to ambitious. Like my rule is I want a redheaded alpha who, and it doesn't need to be an alpha, but somebody tall, redheaded, and then is of high worth, high value, high integrity, okay, who is endowed in their mastery. Does that make sense? It's not about, and who's ambitious. So ambitious takes care of the money part for me. Does that make sense? So you got to know what you're about. So because you can put something in there that will take care of the money. You can say, I want an entrepreneur, I want a business owner, I want this. So that you're not, because if on your list, which needs to be less than 5, cannot be money. It always goes poorly that way. Does that make sense? And I'm saying this for some reason. I don't know why it's relevant. But clearly, like me, if you're looking for somebody who's ambitious, who's driven on their game, who has some kind of aspirations, vision for their life, grand, you know, yeah, wedding. This is going. Give your relationship a chance. Engagement and wedding. Calling in your soulmate. Stay optimistic about your love life. Okay, so this person wants to be a provider. Yeah, I like a provider, but I'm looking for somebody to give me emotional attention. Does that make sense? It might be different for you. So when I'm saying like provider, it's not, so they're under the impression that you're looking for a provider, and you may, I feel that you are, but it might not be that cash money. Okay, let go of control issues. Well, see, that's hard because we might have boundaries. Children, yeah, okay, I do want family. I want a future in a family with a redheaded person with some kind of mastery. What is it for you? And redheaded doesn't always mean like red hair, but it kind of does. Somebody of those roots. I want a dragon. I want a dragon. Somebody with lion or dragon or sphinx energy. That's why I'm looking for a redhead now. I may meet somebody that has dragon and they're blonde or whatever, but I just put that into the universe so I know that dragons are approaching me. You know, somebody with Mick in their last name, or you know, something Scottish, Irish, something up there. The dragon lineages. You know what I mean? And that's what it is with the redhead. You know, you have the last of the dragon queen, and it doesn't mean that it's going to manifest. But when you put that intention onto the universe, it will start to show itself, and that's what this let go of control issues is. The situation should unfold naturally, normally, and also don't put your foot down too hard. Call me back at this time. This could also be that those people, you know, the other side is what I'm saying. No, they need to stay optimistic because they're very pessimistic. They don't feel safe. And see, that's my problem. I don't flirt. I'm not playful. I'm very serious. I'm very stern. I'm very strict until I have clarity. If I'm confused, if I'm anxious, I close up so quickly. And this video is getting too long for me. I'm feeling very uncomfortable, out of control. It's not okay. I don't have my bearings and I'm disoriented. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Getting to know each other, finances and career. This is a punk little bitch. They're so fucking wishy-washy. I don't like this energy. They're just not sure of themselves. And they're coming through trying to be perfect. Don't worry about fucking perfect. Worry about speaking the fuck up. Excuse me. Make an effort, Holmes. Like, you are fucking annoying. This dude is annoying me. Flirt. Okay, I mean, maybe be lighthearted, but I'm not a playful person. I feel like you're making games and making lighthearted of things, and I don't like that. Okay. I feel like I've been talking for an hour. It's really annoying, man. I don't want to do shit like that. I don't care if you don't care. I don't care if y'all don't mind. I mind. This is a fucking public service because this shit is annoying and it's a burden for me. Healing family issues and attraction. I haven't even got my work done. I cannot control my fucking schedule. I cannot get my needs met. I'm gonna fucking throw a tantrum. Burn the shit down and take a nap and fucking start again in another zip code. I'm that hoe. Now that I got it off my chest, I feel better though. Yeah, because you're not gonna stress me out. I will not lose peace, man. That is unacceptable. Okay. Yeah. I definitely feel better. I had to say something. See, I'm a speak up kind of person because then the pressure goes away. I don't do anxiety. I don't do pressure. I will let it rip and move on with a smile on my face. You can sit there and be all in your feelings, girl. I'll be asleep. I'll be resting, sleeping pretty. But yeah, okay. So somebody has some past life and some family issue. They might have been some trauma, drama, confusion, illusion, delusion in the past in a developmental stage of their life. And it might be preventing them from pursuing their attraction in the way that they like or that they want, but also part of what makes us attractive is that ooh, ooh. And excuse me, I don't mean to be so crass with my language. I just need relief, and it's better than other things. But it still feels like ignorant, like the easy way out. It feels out of control. You know, I remember it said let go of control issues. It feels like things are slipping through my fingers, you know. Like I'm already a volatile hoe, so I'm very inhibited. I'm very have very strong boundaries, have very strong standards, have very rigid demeanor because when those things go away, for me, I'm dangerous. I am not the hoe to cross. Don't do it. And I don't want to make threats or be menacing or any of those things. I want to be gentle, kind, peaceful, all those things. But then that means I have strong boundaries, strong standards, high standards, very rigid in my demeanor, and that I'm extremely inhibited. Okay. And that's confusing to the other side. So I don't know what of my story you can take, but I'm trying to keep time short because I'm 4 videos behind. And I have a whole list of people to get a hold of, and I have a whole bunch of emails to answer, and I can't keep time together. My time management seems to be very poor the last couple of days. All these fucking messages are coming through, and these douchebag McFuckface McMotherfucker little, pussy ass pansy bitches coming through that I'm picking up on. All these weak ass men is annoying me. I hate cowardice. I hate fear. I hate stupidity. Don't bring that around me. And if that scares you when you hear that, fuck up off me, lose my number, forget I exist. So there's heart-to-heart communications here, and we do need to be a little soft, okay? Like understanding and forgiving and patient and all those things. Great, but be clear on what you want. Like this timidity, it annoys me. I'm sorry, if it's not an absolute yes, then it's a hell the fuck no. Somebody here needs to release their ex. I think that might be the other side for me. Because I'm thinking of a situation. I have a few situationships, but I very clearly want the redhead. It's always gonna want the redhead. I've shared enough personal. But this person, they're hung up on their ex, which is fine. They need healing, which they also need compassion from me, which is fine. But I kind of put down some boundaries and then they kind of disappeared. Great, but then I can still feel your energy, so you haven't gone away. You just slink back to the background, hopefully not slithered away like a snake, and you're just timid, which is annoying. But this is a serial monogamous that I'm dealing with, which is fine because I'm looking to make a future and a family with somebody. But I'm not gonna feel stupid. I'm not gonna feel cast aside. I'm not gonna feel put on the back burner. I'm not gonna feel like games are being played with me. I'm not gonna feel anxious. I'm not gonna feel confused, and I ain't gonna be annoyed and lose my peace. Okay, and somebody here, yeah, this is, okay, so I'm also confused because sometimes, so annoyed right now, man. Nothing's going the way I want it to. And you know, that's fine. It's a sign you need to surrender, but I don't know what's going on. I'm disoriented. So it takes me off my game, which I don't tolerate. So I will get very violent and see that I just need to disappear. Because if I'm feeling violent, it means I'm feeling unsafe. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. I don't have sanctuary. I don't have refuge. I don't have safe space. And please don't try to fucking soothe me. If you put some stupid soothing comments in the fucking comments, I'm gonna bar you from making more comments. Do not attempt to soothe me with improper feedback. Feedback is for future performance. You can say, wow, that resonates. Don't try to make me feel better because you're incapable of doing it. I mean, I don't want to like, you know, shut the gate from us, you know, having a dialogue, but like I've had a whole slew of improper feedback lately, and it makes me feel gross. There's a proper formula for feedback, okay? And let me just give you this example now. And maybe if this homie needs to learn anything, this is what he should learn. You can't, okay, so you can't go, oh, you have a nice singing voice. Who the fuck are you, bitch? We don't have fucking credibility. I don't know how competent you are. That's your motherfucking opinion. And yeah, somebody might be, just take a compliment. Okay, feedback is for future performance, all right? So feedback is either adjusting or affirming. And unless I know that you're my peer or my equal, we're not gonna dialogue, I'm gonna teach. And yeah, maybe you can go to some other petty basic fucking bitch, but that's not me. So I'd rather, and I'm using singing as an example, it's not. I'm here expressing my experience to humanize myself, but I also putting the boundary, do not ever try to soothe me. You can't do it. If you try to soothe me, I'm going to become enraged. It's not one of those can't be vulnerable things either, because it's confusing and it adds to more confusion when you try to soothe. For some reason, I feel better saying that, and I don't know the purpose of it because I've tried many times to not share that, and it finally came out. Yeah, I actually feel great now. So I'm confused right now and disoriented. I don't know what's going on and what the spirit has the intention for here. I feel disorganized. I feel messy, you know, and I'll be honest, if I don't like your comment, I'll delete the first one. And if you still disrespect my boundaries, I'll bar you from making comments. I hope it doesn't come to that. And you're free to do whatever you want. And I like to let people comments amongst themselves and don't read them, but I do sometimes look for feedback in there. And if the feedback is improper and I put a boundary and somebody just bypasses it or overrides it or disrespects the boundary, they get cut. That's my rule with anything, not just the comment section. If I put down a boundary and standard, it's not for you to bypass, to override, to dismiss. Because when a person puts a boundary, it's so that they can still continue to give to the relationship. It's not so that the other person can feel hurt. When a person puts a boundary, they're not trying to hurt the other person. They're saying, hey, I'm feeling, please stop. I don't like that. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I need more space. Not around me. It's just a boundary. A boundary. It's just a boundary. Okay, so when a person puts a boundary, it's so that they can continue to give to the relationship, so they can find some safe space. And you sitting there talking about, oh, well, that wasn't my intention, and you should be feeling this way. You can never, ever, especially when a person is older than 16, you can never make a person feel bad for disclosing their feelings or disclosing their experience. And if you try to moderate or preside over or speak over a person's experience and a person's emotional response, because emotions are not about the other person. Emotions inform the person experiencing, well, emotions are different than feelings, okay? So emotions are sensations that happen in the present. Feelings are processed emotions, okay? So when a person is talking about their feelings or when they're talking about their experience, that's exactly what it is. Their feelings inform their experience, and the experience is either they got their needs met or not. I don't know why we're talking about all these things. They're somewhat relevant. And this just feels messy. I don't like it, but I'm being called to do it. And when I try to stop myself, the alarm here goes off. Even my warning trigger goes off. Because I'm a Saturn priestess. I have the Saturn leg stop. I have that in part of my spiritual gifts. Spirit does not want me to stop blabbing, and I don't like it. I'm just gonna say so I can keep going. It feels uncomfortable. I feel disorganized. I feel long-winded. I feel like I'm oversharing. I feel like a fucking mess. All that being said, let me continue. Okay, so a couple things came through. Y'all got some candid reading today. You're welcome. Don't expect more from me because I'm going to put the kibosh on a whole ass lot. Boundaries are coming back because that. I like feeling organized. It brings me so much peace. And then the few times when there's disorganization, I can just surrender to the universe because things might be beyond my level of human understanding and I can just go with the spirit. But this is a repetitive pattern, which means that there's negative influence creeping in, and I'm going to have to put my finger on that in a day or so. I just need some good rest so that I'm not combative when I go in to put down boundaries, because if I'm feeling cranky or tired, it's not, speaking of a boundary is great, but like deciding new boundaries is probably not a good sign because you're reacting out of aversion and that can kill blessings. Okay, good. So I don't like people, and it's not a good sign. And in my professional judgment and personal opinion, if a person is telling you shouldn't feel that way, it's not a good sign at all. Because when a person doesn't like your boundaries, it's because they can't cross them. When a person doesn't like your standards, it's because they don't meet them. And you shouldn't have to ever explain your standards and boundaries. Maybe your pickiness, maybe your expectations you need to explain, but your boundaries and standards you don't. No is a full, complete sentence. And yeah, if somebody's feeding you, fucking you, financing you, if somebody's intimately involved with you or your life, like a lover or a parent or a family member, no to a stranger is always okay, period. However, not everybody deserves an explanation, but some people do. Very rare. They need to be intimate in your life, meaning you need to have had more than 200 hours of dialogue with them. They need to be coming into or already inside your inner circle, okay? Then maybe a small explanation would be fine. But then again, see, I don't do explanations because then people feel like the need to help you. And I will ask you for help if I want help. You can offer support, that's different. but going direct to the help, and it feels like an imposition. And that also feels like somebody's superimposing their viewpoint on you. And that goes back to the feelings and the experience. Feelings inform your experience. Your experience lets you know if you got your needs met or not. And if you didn't get your needs met, either advocate for your needs or put a standard and boundary so you feel safe continuing to give more to the relationship in the future. And feedback is for future performance. It's not to sit there and argue about or explain the past. I just went through 3-4 models there. I like that synchronicity. So y'all have been given like a whole, I wouldn't call it a master class because it was disorganized. That's not a master's class. That's a fucking verbal diarrhea. But that came through. And I'm feeling nervousness and anxiety. So some masculine here is connected to this with some, I'm sorry, they're a beta, they're not an alpha. They come off nervous like a little puppy dog that needs attention that will pee himself if he thinks you're mad at him. Please stop, I don't like that. I'm feeling uncomfortable, I need more space. Not around me, it's just a boundary, a boundary, a boundary. So boundaries are so a person can feel safe in the relationship. And normally you never explain that. Hey, I need this boundary so I feel more safe. No, you can say, you know, I'm starting to feel resentful. Maybe we can do this a little bit different in the future. And if a person's like, you shouldn't feel resentful. Okay, how I feel is not your fucking business. And trying to speak over and preside over me and my motherfucking feelings, Holmes, is not a good sign. Okay. And if you even have to say that, first of all, something's gone way too far. But if you feel safe enough to say that and the person still continues to argue with you, they're not respecting your boundaries. See, here's the thing, and people who are empathetic, people who are empathic, people who are lovers, people who are healers, they sometimes want to go the extra mile. And this is the hardest part for us, especially for me. I'm 35 and I just got educated on this through life experience. I understood intellectually a while ago because I've been coaching and counseling since I was 17. I started out in the financial arena and then went into the personal development arena. The mentor who changed my life, and I've had many great mentors. The only difference between me and you, I know I look fanciful and strong and powerful, and I am a lioness, this is true, but here's the deal. The main difference between me and you, I flunked out of college with a fucking meth habit. 18 years I've been cleaning off white powders and needles, but I'm no better than you, ho. I can tell you that for sure. But the thing that separates us probably is that I ask big questions and I find great teachers. I've had a lot of really amazing mentors in my life, and I am a metaphysician. I love first principles. So I ask great, grand, big questions, and I'm always thinking. But lately I've been feeling, okay? So in a situationship, okay, how you feel is not something that the other person can do. Nobody can make you feel better than or less than. You choose how to feel. And you feel the way you feel because of how you're deciding to think. If your thoughts change, your feelings can change quicker. Does that make sense? Because feelings are normally a reaction. Thoughts are normally an intention. And there's a little bit more nuance to that. And trust me, I study these things. I'm into cognitive science. I'm into social science. I am a lifelong devotee of anthropology, sociology, psychology, philosophy, theology, and that's why I call myself a metaphysician, because I merge all of those and I take them to the arena of healthcare, economics, and business. It's my passion. It's my life's work, and I want that to be the legacy I leave behind in this world. I want that to be my contribution to humanity. So when I'm talking to you about these things, I stand in them with my very soul. Okay, honey? So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a different reading because we have the 10 of Pentacles here, the 4 of Swords, we have the King of Pentacles, all these things. And this is not a divine lovers spread, but around the moon time is around the new moon time is the time that they start giving me the divine lovers energy. I'm just really having a hard time. Somebody is really like antsy. They're wanting attention. They're wanting affirmation and affection. They're needing like some kind of, I fucking hate that shit, homie. Like you need to have an internal locus of control. If you find meaning in your fucking life and meaning in yourself by looking outside of yourself and going to people to make you feel better about yourself, that is so disgusting. You can be that, but keep that the fuck away from me. I'm so sorry. I can't fuck with that. That's a weak little bitch. I don't mean to be divisive and derisive, and everybody needs to be on the healing path, and that's okay. But then you need to say, I need validation from you right now about my person, who I am on the inside, not my feelings. I don't need you to validate my experience and my feelings. I need you to validate my person, my character, my being. If you can say that out loud, I'm still going to look at you sideways, but I can accept it because if you're honest and open and authentic and genuine and sincere about who you are and what's alive in you, I'm not going to want, something will stop me from judging you because I am very open and try to be as non-judgmental as possible, but I do have a lot of standards and boundaries and you can trigger them quite easily. And I'm strong enough and secure enough and knowledgeable enough and evolved enough and mature enough to communicate my boundaries in a nice, loving way. But it's also easy to trip up on my boundaries. And so this is relevant for some reason. I don't know why all this is coming through. Make the effort. So some kind of communication needs to happen around these things. Passion, give your relationship a chance worth waiting for. Playfulness. Yeah, they need more lighthearted energy though. We might be too serious or too strong. And see, I'm not going to lower myself just to make a person feel comfortable. And that's what I'm picking up on. Like, we need to soften our energy. No, motherfucker. I'd rather just date another lion, homie. Fuck that. Okay. I know that could be true. Chemistry. Yeah, but they might not know. See, do I need to affirm your affection or can you just ask me how I feel about you? See, if you're sitting there shucking and jiving trying to make me feel some kind of way, that means you're insecure. If you could just say, hey, what are you thinking right now? How you feel about this? I'm trying to get with you. How might I get an opportunity? What I got to do to get your attention? What I got to do to spend some time with you? What I got to do to get some affection, affirmation? You can say that. And if you don't, fuck you. I mean, that's what the fuck that is. Excuse me. I hate to be cursing on this channel. I don't mind cursing at all, but this is not the channel for it. But I don't seem to be in control, which is not something I want to say again. I'm out of control. That I never want that to be the truth. But it's too constricting, confusing, and time consuming to be anything other than how I am right now. It must change. I also, I'm applying the master's programs right now. So like, I don't want people Googling me and seeing me pop off at the mouth and whatever, I'm also going back home to Africa this year, and I don't want my fellow chiefs looking at me not acting priest-like, but this is what the fuck is up. Okay, so let's just get down to it. I said it, let's move on. Wedding, pay attention to the red flags. They're a fucking pussy-ass pansy fucking bitch. I don't like it. Also, YouTube is cracking down on cursing, so I have to stop because there's like a date coming up where they're gonna draw a hard line, and I need to control myself before that date. Okay, and then reconciliation. So we're in a little bit of a separation. We might have popped up at the mouth to them because of some kind of standard and boundary, religious factors. Okay, and then remember I started the reading with La Papa, which is the Hierophant, which means it's not always about being spiritual or being religious. It could also be that your level of respect isn't met. This card comes out a lot for that. They don't know how to come correct. They don't know how to respect. And they're also timid and fearful about that. See, that is the thing that will enrage me the most and the quickest. And it's not that I don't have compassion. It's not that I don't have patience. Fancy fucking footwork, weak and meek, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, fuck that. Homie, if you're not large and in charge, bold and courageous, say I'm feeling nervous, I'm feeling timid, I don't know how to do this thing, meaning define your intention. This is what I want from you. I don't know how to go about getting it. Great. Great, I want that too. Don't worry about the right fucking way. Now we're on the same page, which is all I need to have to calm down. If I sense something's going on that's not being said, if I sense that there is that your words are not matching if my intuition doesn't match my vision, if my intellect, my intuition, my instincts, and my impressions are not fully in alignment, it's a wrap. I am going to fucking eat you and shit you out and move on with my life. I'm sorry to speak so strongly, but this is where we're at. All right? So yeah, deception, something, and it's not lies. They're not coming off like a liar. They're coming off like a timid little bitch who ain't fucking speaking up. Someone is wearing a false mask, a false self mask in this relationship. I feel like they're lying to themselves. You know me, I like those little download boys. I'm usually the first man that they've ever been with. Okay, or the first male, because I don't identify as a man. I do identify as a male. Okay, the man is a very specific archetype, and I'm not very extroverted with my energy unless I'm coaching or in business. At home, I like to fade to the background and take a more passive role. Unless I got to throw some dick at you, then I might kind of step into that alpha or that masculine for like an evening or an hour. And I don't like to fuck all the time either. I like a date night or a date weekend, usually twice a month, and then I'm fine because the boundaries and the roles are very clear. Otherwise, I'm two spirit. I'm kind of in between, you know? I don't know why that's relevant. It's coming through. Somebody here is wearing a false mask. So in the relationship with you and your situation, what is it? How is it? Because somebody is kind of wishy-washy, unsure even of themselves. And they want to go away and to have, this is the one. And they want kids. Or they have kids, and that's a problem right now. And I fucking hate group dates, but I've caught the energy twice that it would be easier for them in a group date, or express your love, you deserve love. We have two messages here. Release your ex, they are not getting loved. They're still caught up on their previous person. They're unwilling to accept, tolerate, or believe the true nature of the situation that they were just in or that they're still trying to hold on to. And they need you to inform and instruct them, which is some fucking bullshit, but that's the kind of man that we're attracting right now. Fuck this. This is some fucking pussy ass, petty ass shit. I'm not in fucking high school, Holmes. Okay, and then for us, express your love. So when we get prompted by the universe, don't do it right away. When we get prompted by the universe, we need to make a path towards them. Just to say, hey, I'm over here, I'm feeling you, you're in my mind, you're in my heart, you're in my intuition, I do have some standards and boundaries, you're not meeting them, don't exactly worry about those standards and boundaries right now. Come towards me, tell me what you want, and then I'll help you fill in the gaps. Some abstract version of that will work. Because they want what you want. We want the same thing, but we're going about it in different ways. And there is a little bit of control issue or harshness in terms of either real judgment or perceived judgment. Okay. Passion. It still says there's separation in the future, time apart from the. It might be that it's shared energy or that it's future energy. It could go both ways because it says in the past that we're flirting. Well, see, no, that's what you need to do. You need to bring that out of your tool bag. I'm going off my experience right now since I've been blabbing my mouth and spilling my own tea. I assume, spirit, that the universe, see, I don't want to be up after the sun goes down doing a fucking reading. I'm so enraged right now. I'm not getting my way and it's pissing me the fuck off. Ooh, now that I've said that, I feel better. Okay. Okay, so I haven't been flirting. I'm not a big flirt. I hate flirting, pisses me off because I'm confused. I'm not a playful hoe. If you start being levity, makes me feel like you're being disrespectful. That's me and my energy. That doesn't work for other people. Some people, if you're not flirty, if they're not seeing you smile and have fun and be lighthearted, they think the attraction doesn't grow. I understand that flirting is good in some situations. I would prefer a motherfucker that doesn't need to be flirted with. I'd rather somebody come to me and say, "You fine? How can I get you into bed?" Okay, homie, what you working with? Tell me what you got going on. Great, let's do this thing. That's all I need. We can treat the love like a business deal. I'm very much like that. Other people, if it feels transactional, they're turned the fuck off. Me, I like a kind of a hybrid, like, wow, you are larger than life. I want to know how to lock you down. You know, that might not work for you or this person, right? But usually in the left hand, if you have flirt, it means you need to pull it out of your tool bag. And then timing, because this is giving me timing, it's not giving me them, you combined, which is normally you, them, shared energy. It's actually saying 16 minutes ago, 16 minutes from now, 16 hours from now, 16 days from now. And then on the bottom of the deck, it will be 16 weeks from now. So you guys will be in a passionate love affair within 16 weeks. Allow your heart to, and soul to sing with joy. 16 minutes ago, you should have extended your light heart energy to the other person. So I didn't do that. This doesn't feel like timing. It feels like you, them, both of you. So finance and career, yeah, I know right now I'm feeling a little poor and money's pouring in. That's not a problem. I'm a former financial fucking planner, honey. I've had 2 commas in my bank account before. I'm not used to seeing no funds. That's odd and uncomfortable. That's real. That's my fucking truth at the moment. Whatever, my bills are paid. I have a little tiny stipend in a trust, you know, so I'm good to go. But I set that up when I was like 22 because I was balling at the time. And I knew I needed to not act stupid. I didn't want to look back on that time in my life 10 years, 15 years later and have made poor decisions and had nothing to show for myself. So I put together a little trust for myself. And it was probably the best decision that I ever made because I could fucking pay my bills and wipe my ass today. But I don't have enough to do shit like get my hair done or buy a car or go traveling or go on vacation or help out my family or anything like that. You know, I got an auntie that needs some help and I want to go back to the East Coast to see my cousin just had a baby I want to go see, you know, little things like that. Also, like, you know, I'm applying to master's programs and I had to ask my parents for help to pay application fees. It was stupid, you know? Okay, anyways, long story short, this is what we have here. Finances and career on our side, and I don't feel it's time, and I feel like it's us, them, both of us. That's what it feels like. So financial issues are a factor in our love life right now, okay? Yeah, I don't want to be bothered. I can't sit there on the apps and on the Tinder conversation back and forth because I'm busy on my fucking hustle home. What the fuck you want? You want to lock this down? Otherwise, be the fuck off me. That's where I'm at. If that resonates with you, that's what this is. And then for them, it's safe to love. So they need to open up their heart to receive our love because they're not being clear with what's alive in them. So we're not willing to fuck with them. That's what this is. And then separation. If something doesn't shift, more time apart is on the horizon. But currently we're separated. Right now we're separated. This is the shared energy. Both of us are feeling separated from each other, even though we're feeling passionate and we both want the same thing. Okay, the boundary song is coming back. Please stop, I don't like that. I'm feeling uncomfortable, I need more space. Not around me, it's just a boundary. It's boundary, a boundary. Okay, hi baby. The kitty says hi. Okay, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And then you deserve love as both of you. This could be the one. Yeah, I think this person is discovering that we're the one. And we already know that this motherfucker is from a previous lifetime. You have known each other before. And it says, maybe express our, see, I hate being a needy hoe. And I do, like, sometimes I need hand holding, but it's like, because I'm very sensitive, like I'll walk in a room and I can tell that you didn't wipe your asshole and you were just beating your children, that you were screaming at your girlfriend and that you're worried about money and that you were just crying in the bathtub. I can tell that. I'll walk in a room and be like, Taurus, Leo, Virgo, and I'm right. Okay, I'm too sensitive. So sometimes I need hand holding just so that I have somebody to ground me because there's too much energy in the room and I don't like big crowds because I become inundated with emotion. I'm like a little sponge. I really soak up all the energy, but that's about it. I don't mind going to the movies by myself. I don't mind eating alone. I don't mind not answering the phone for 2 fucking weeks. I really don't care, but I still kind of need hand holding. So that's the neediness on my end. What is it on your end? How are you? Because I don't feel like we're codependent, because this homie motherfucker is codependent. You know what I'm getting is like, we need to pull this codependency out of the tool bag. So we need to open up and be vulnerable. I'm going to translate because I don't want to believe we need to be. And here it says addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now, if it was in the right hand and not the left hand, yeah, okay, great. Okay, I don't like it, but it's probably true, right? No, I can't believe it. In the left hand, it means pull it out of the tool bag, bring it up to the surface, share, be open about it. Right now, it's too private. So we're not talking about the ways in which we need this other person. We're not sharing our vulnerability. We're not being vulnerable. The way I'm vulnerable personally is I'll say, I don't have enough here. I'm feeling confusion, anxiety. I don't do that. Nothing's going to take away my peace. So I'll start putting down boundaries, which is strong. I'm not a weak bitch. I'm very soft. I'm actually very feminine. I'm very playful. Once my needs are met, which is clarity. If I don't have clarity and my intuition, my instincts, my intellect, you know, my impressions are not in alignment, I will shut the fuck down and become a rigid, stodgy ass stoic fucking hoe. That is me. So I think that's what this codependency is here, because I don't fucking think I don't think it's an addiction, not on our end. So on the other side, they may, because that would mean that this other person is serial monogamous, which is fine. Actually, that's exactly what I'm looking for right now. Somebody serious. I don't want to play games. I don't just want to fuck. I want some love or some companionship, or don't fucking bother me. Leave me alone. Miss me with that shit. Fuck it. I don't need to fuck. I need to make a commitment and hold somebody down. And I want them to be steady in their commitment with me and authentic, genuine, sincere in their intentions. Okay. And I need them to be stable with whatever the agreement is. However, we decide what the relationship agreement is, I need you to be steady. That's what I'm looking for. So if they're serial monogamous, you tend to get that. But what I'm not getting is Cancer. We have Taurus. So Taurus is commitment. Tauruses are committed. They are committed. They don't do flip-floppy shit. At least not with their feelings. They can, especially if they're confused and they don't read signals very well. And they get confused kind of easily. And it's not that they're dull or stupid, but like they're kind of like a one-trick pony. Like they'll tell the same boring joke over and over and over again. They'll have the same methodology that needs to evolve. You know, they're very slow to make changes. They're very slow to let go. Okay, I can work with all of that. Just be clear on what you want and let's honor your agreements, please. Don't be all over the place with your commitments. I can't handle that. So that's what I'm getting. I want to go, man. I'm spilled all my tea. I feel very naked and vulnerable. I did put a boundary on the feedback. So let me tell you the feedback model. Feedback is for future performance. So if a person is talking about the past, you bring the past up to learn about how to change behaviors for the future. You don't bring the past up to vent and to get a resentment off your chest. And also, don't give feedback if it's more than 72 hours from the occurrence of the event, okay? So now let me take you to the next step of feedback. I'm very particular, and I learned this from millionaires and billionaires, people that I respect dearly and value greatly, okay? So next, with feedback. Feedback, like I said, is to affect future performance. Okay, so the feedback model is, hey, can I give you some feedback? What is that? You're asking if you can give some feedback. So if the person is not, like say, because sometimes you give feedback to like your boss or your landlord or your parent. Okay, so this is if it's a peer, or if the person is in a relationship, you're each other's bosses. So both of you are subordinate to the other person, and that's a hard concept for an unevolved person to get. okay? But it's true, and we got to run with that. Okay, so here's the model, and we're going to modify it so I talk less because I'm wanting to fill in the gaps and I'm just feeling short on time. Okay, so here's the model, and then I'll fill in the blanks and do the modifications. Okay, hey, may I give you some feedback? When you XYZ behavior, we have ABC result. Can you change that? Could you maybe do elemental P different in the future, or could you maybe try EFG next time? That's the feedback model. And then what you want to do is when you say, hey, may I give you some feedback, pause and let them respond, because sometimes they might not be able to do that. And I'm this host. If you push yourself on me in the time that I'm not available, you will get very strong boundaries, sharp and pronounced boundaries. It may be a razor sharp, cutting, bleeding edge of a boundary. And I don't want to do that, but it's because I'm not feeling safe, because I need to control my inputs. It's very important for me because I am always receiving multiple things at a time. First of all, my cat just farted. I have both my ears ringing. My leg is twitching, so I know that there's something I need to make a decision on. And I'm remembering two different things I need to happen. And there's a bill I need to pay, or I'm going to have a loss. So I'm thinking, okay, which savings account? Like, my mind is like processing, right? So I'm very, so when you say, hey, man, I give you some feedback, you need to stop and wait for them to say yes, because they may be, no, I need a couple hours, or I'm not into this right now. Okay. And remember, boundaries are so you feel safe, and you cannot say what's going to make a person feel safe or not. And even if you don't agree or don't understand or don't care, you need to respect that, or you're disrespecting a person's boundaries. What I didn't finish before is, if a person needs to argue with you about your boundaries, it's disrespect, period. It's one of those things where I thought you could have exceptions or whatever. No, if a person doesn't like your boundaries, they don't respect you, period. I never understood that, because sometimes your parents or your friends or people who know you closely, they might tease, they might make fun. Teasing is okay unless the person doesn't like teasing, and then they need to say, don't do that again. That's not how I maintain my relationships. People that I respect greatly and value dearly, they do not speak to me that way. Oh, that's a boundary. And then don't tease again. But sometimes teasing is helpful, and there are relationships that really deepen from teasing. You fucking tease me, I'm gonna feel disrespected, and it won't happen again because you won't have access to me anymore. Okay, so that's the feedback model. Hey, can I give you some feedback? When you XYZ behavior, we have ABC result. Maybe you can, hey, can I give you some feedback? When you XYZ behavior, we have ABC result. Could you maybe do something differently in the future? Maybe try EFG next time, or we can figure out elemental P, okay? So it's 4 parts to the feedback model. Now you modify it, because that's usually, this is from organizational behavior. This is where I learned most of my psychology. And I'm not applying to become a psychologist. I'm actually wanting to get a social work degree because I like medical anthropology. That's what I'm trying to work on. Okay, so like, I'm a metaphysician. Okay, I'm a metaphysician. So like say your peers, you just take out the first part of the model. Hey man, when you do this, this happens. You don't say, hey man, give me some feedback, because you're putting an authoritative moment. And you might also, okay, so because sometimes like a boss will give an employee feedback. Hey, can I give you some feedback? The boss cannot say, you're gonna listen to me right now. First of all, it's like a puppy. Okay, and I hate to put this example, but when you are the boss, you have a big, bright, red flashing sign that says, I can end your livelihood. I can take your job away. I can decide that your children are not going to be able to eat in a few weeks unless the person has savings, and Americans don't have great savings. Japanese save 51% of their income. Americans save negative 2% of their income. And that was before the pandemic. Okay, so, but if it's a peer, or it's not somebody that you have a hierarchy with, you cut off the first and maybe the last part. So the parts are, hey, may I give you some feedback? When you do this behavior, we have this result. Can you make a change? And then you listen. You listen twice here. Hey, can I give you some feedback? You need to get a response. An affirmative response is what it's called. Affirming meaning positive or agreeable. Because adjusting, response would mean no or negative. You don't say good feedback, bad feedback. You say adjusting feedback, affirming feedback. So there's a reason why I'm like, don't you be trying to soothe me. It doesn't work. You can't soothe me. You cannot appease me. It does not. Soothing comes from me managing my triggers and regulating my own emotions. If I'm not able to regulate myself because I know how my nervous system works, it's an offense. And not a lot of people are like that, but there's a certain subset of people that are like that. It's called a high conscientious individual. Okay, and that's according to direct, steadfast, conscientious, and influential. Those are 4 business personality types. Okay, I can give you all the receipts to what I'm saying, but this is the nitty gritty. You hear me? So, okay, if it's a peer, like a coworker, you don't say, hey, can I give you some feedback? Say, hey, dude, when you do this, this happens. Watch it. Versus like, hey, can I give you some feedback? No, young sir, when you do this, we have to deal with this result. And you know what? I can't really deal with this damage control too many more times, so you gotta watch it. That's how your boss would talk to you like that, not your fucking peer, not your brother, not your sister. Maybe your mother, your father, or your husband, but not your fucking peer. If a peer talks to me like that, I'm gonna be like, homie, fuck up off me, dude. Get the fuck over yourself, man. Eat a dick and die, homie. Like, I would talk to you like that, okay? So that's the feedback model. Now, when there's not a direct relationship, so we've gone a step further now, I'm adding more modifiers, like the YouTube videos are free, they're a free service. So when a hoe comes through the comments and like, this isn't helpful, I don't care because this is for free. Take what you need and leave the rest. So, you know, in those circumstances, you can't be like, feel better or it's okay or that might work for people and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's gonna do more harm than good for certain people. And that is very true for a high conscientious individual because their brain is always doing 3 or 5 or 7 calculations to the one thing that's being said. So some people might be like, just do this. You don't know what the person's needs are. You don't know what the person's standards are. You don't know the thing that is bringing this thing up for concern. And you don't know the mental calculus that the person is doing when they hear one fact. You might say 1 + 1 is 2. And they're thinking, well, did we all agree that we're trying to get to the integer of 2? And did we all agree that we were not going to be using decimals or negative integers? And you know, there's multiple ways to get to the number 2. So are we going to the path of least resistance, or can we do complex algebra here? You hear what I'm saying? Because 1 + 1 = 2, but so does 10 - 8, and so does you know, 12 plus -10, all equal the integer of 2, right? So does 3,000 minus 2,998. They all equal the number 2. So, you know, you might be simple and straightforward and the other person might have, and yeah, okay, maybe that person's extra, but you don't know. And there's a model that is learned in professional areas that makes it kind of universal for everybody. So all the different personality types can get in there and get their needs met. Okay, so I've given you guys some gold. This has been a very complex hybrid counseling session. Why don't we go ahead and apply this to our own situation, use my own examples for you and your situation, all right? I don't wanna come in and scold you. It's fine if you say, the only boundary that I have is I don't tolerate hoes that are not close to me and that don't know me very, very well to try to soothe. You can say whatever you want, you can leave whatever feedback you want. Do not try to soothe me. Do not go, that's okay, or I don't mind, or feel better, or it'll get better. That's what I don't like. That's a boundary. Do not try to soothe me. Do not try to appease me. I don't care if we fucking and sucking on each other. If I have a bad feeling, if I'm in distress, give me space to process my distress. Do not try to soothe me. That's all. That's why I'm talking about this feedback thing. You can say whatever you want. You can say, I like what you're doing, or I don't think your hair looks gross, or you sound great, or you have a wonderful singing voice. And I might not agree with you, but that's fine. Here's where I will get an issue. If you try to soothe me. If you're like, it'll get better soon, or, you know, feel better, it's not that big a deal. That I don't even tolerate. I will just cut access. Okay, because I can be confusing when I put boundaries and people don't understand. And I realize now lately that I'm a very strong demeanored personality, very rigid in my demeanor and very firm in my boundaries. And I'm strict, I'm severe, I'm sober, I'm stern. I didn't realize that most of the population is not like that. I'm what you call a high D, high C individual. And this is called the DISC model, DISC. And it's a business, it's like a Myers-Briggs for the business areas. So I'm very direct and I'm very conscientious, okay? I like people that submit, and I like to be direct and forceful with my energy, because I'm a boss, I'm an alpha, I'm a leader, especially outside the bedroom. TMI, but okay, great. Like I'm a bulldog in the boardroom and a bitch in the bedroom. If I can be, not always, I don't always get that opportunity. Sometimes I'm with a weak little bitch who needs somebody to throw some dick at him and lay it down. If that's the agreement that we made, I know to step into that energy, but like, I don't want to be alpha all day and then have to come home and also be alpha. That's why I believe that females are stronger than their men. Men are out there fighting in the world. They don't want to come home and fight too. Does that make sense? So, and men need clarity. They're kind of, I wouldn't say they're simple, but they're more straightforward. Women like a little bit more, men are static, women are dynamic. I put it that way because it's less offensive, because, you know, the subtle nuances get incorporated into that saying, you know, but this is my professional judgment and personal opinion. I believe that men are a little bit more simple, and that's why I also don't identify as a man. I identify as a male, but not a man. Okay, so let me just check the energy. Okay, so apparently everybody loves what's going on in this video. I'm feeling uncomfortable because I've gone past my barriers, past my boundaries, past my parameters. My professional parameters have been obscured here, and I don't like that because I lose my bearings. But I'm being told everything's great, no need to worry. And again, when I put down the boundary, don't obsess about it. It's like a new witch. A new witch is going to try to do everything perfect and chant perfectly the spell and da-da-da, and they're so obsessive about doing it right that they miss the point of the spell, which is intention and energy, and confidence and focus are more important in a spell than how perfectly you chant or the invocation, right? But an old school witch, they're chill, they're relaxed, they're on their thing, right? So don't freak out and try to, like, you know, if you're called to leave a comment, go ahead and do it. Just don't try to soothe me. That's my only boundary. Do not ever, 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 ever attempt to soothe or appease me. That doesn't work. And I often won't tell you that you've crossed the line. I will just take space from you, probably permanently. You will notice that I'm much less accessible and approachable after that. Okay. And I do put a boundary. I'll say, hey, don't try to soothe me. Don't try to appease me. And I might slap you across the face and say, you're incapable of doing it. You can't fathom my actual needs, or you can't fathom how I'm truly feeling. And I'll say that to push you back. And then if you come back again, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I only give you 2 chances. I don't even give you 3, and I don't explain. I don't. That is a boundary for everybody. I've had cousins, I've had lovers try to soothe me, and then the next time they text me, they get the who's this? And maybe I know who it is or not, but if you're not stored in my phone book, in my phone, I'm not going to run to my online master address book to see whose number this is. I'm going to ask you who this. And if you start giving me attitude, I'll probably know who it is, but I'm not going to sit there and try to figure it out or discuss or dialogue with you. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I don't fuck around. You're not going to come in trying to soothe me, trying to appease me, trying to make me feel better, trying to massage the truth and feelings just so that I don't fuck and pop up at the mouth to you. No, you need to stand secure in the self, present the facts, state your intention, come authentic, genuine, sincere, direct and straightforward, or you're going to get the fucking wrath. And I don't mean like I'm going to turn into a monster or whatever. I just mean like I will have firm boundaries and I won't care about your feelings on the matter. All right? Because I can be confusing sometimes when I set down boundaries, and people, I didn't realize that people are so sensitive. And I'm a sensitive hoe. Like I really am. kind of, I wouldn't say delicate, but like I pick up feelings and energies very quickly. Like I feel also very deeply. I know I'm very strong in my demeanor, so it might seem like I'm unfazed, but I feel very deeply. I just don't care. Like a difficult feeling for me is totally fine. You can completely decimate me, break my heart, hurt my feelings, and I'll be like, oh wow, I have a lot to process here. I'm going to be reflecting on this for a while, quite a while. Boy, I need to go home and journal and take a nap. Boy, I kind of want to go eat something, like maybe make some pastries. That means like, oh, my feelings are hurt. That's what that means. But I don't care. You hurt my feelings all you want. It's just data. It's just either adjusting or affirming feedback, you know? So I forget that humans have their, not everybody is as evolved as that. And I'm trying to work into my practice and work into my dealings with people that understanding and awareness that people are kind of soft. Because you know me, I graduated high school at 13. So I didn't get social or emotional intelligence until I was like, it started around 25, but I think I started to have like solid understanding at 27. And I think my bare basic minimal level of mastery started to solidify at like 35, and I'm still 35. And that's like me being really vulnerable and spilling my tea. It took me a whole ass long time to understand what's going on with other people's experience. And it's not that I don't have empathy. I'm very empathic. I'm just not always empathetic because putting other people, myself in other people's shoes, I've never had those experiences. Somebody's never come in and said something to me that's decimated me. Somebody's never come in and like hurt my feelings so bad that I'm carrying something around, you know. Somebody might say something that's offensive and I'd be like, why is this bothering me? And then, so I'm very much into taking responsibility for everything. And that is my problem. And that is how I get caught up in toxic situations, because I take things on and I'll assume I'm always accountable for everything. I don't mind that either, but I'm not always responsible for some things. And I didn't realize the difference. It's fine if you take accountability for everything because you showed up and you were there in the situation and you witnessed it and you didn't speak up or speak out against it, but you might not always be responsible. Accountability is when you're responsible for the outcome. Responsibility is when you're accountable for the behaviors. Does that make sense? So you are accountable for your own behavior. You're not accountable for the other person's behavior unless they're under the age of 16. Then you should be caring, kind, and compassionate because you're a healer and you're at a higher vibration. So you should hold the gate open for them. And even if that's not your child, if this person's under 16, you should probably care about their feelings a little bit more than average. And you should be like, hey, baby, let me educate you. Let me inform and instruct you on this. This is not the way humans treat other humans. Somebody needs to tell you, go talk to your mama about this. Here's some language. Take what I'm saying to your mama and hear what she has to say. I'm willing to do that if the person's under 16. But if not, you are not responsible. You should not be held accountable for somebody else's behavior. You should always be held accountable for your own behavior. So that's my spiel today, girl. I got so much work to do here. I'm so pissed. I'm gonna go to bed. I go to bed around 7, 8 p.m. Okay, but it's not where we're at. So I'm gonna have to go buy some melatonin or roll a joint or something. I'm on a weed intermission where I'm only eating it. I'm not smoking it for a little while because a couple times a year I do blood work and I like to not have I like to not smoke and I like to not have the tobacco from the swishers in my system. So I'm having a lot of tinctures. I'm putting a lot of weed in my tea and stuff. So that's where I'm at. So I'm struggling because normally I'm very tired. The moment the sun goes down, I'm kind of useless to the world, and I'm up at 4 in the morning anyways. You know, by the time 4 o'clock in the morning comes around, I've already run 7, 8 kilometers. I've already cleaned my house. I've already, you know, by the time 4 o'clock comes, I'm already sitting down to pray, you know. And I just, I felt very out of alignment the last few days, and I don't like that feeling. It's very disorienting, and I get really cranky. I start popping up at the mouth. Don't fuck with me. Mama ain't in control of her time and managing her schedule. I'm dangerous. So I'll talk to you soon, babies. Take good care. Leave comment, share, like, subscribe, leave a donation, or a review, book a session. Talk to you soon. Bye.